Every message has a rhythm. Some thrum with momentum. Others hover in the air like held breath. Some drag. Some gallop. Some vanish before they ever land. And while we spend so much time preparing what to say, we often overlook how we say it, how our delivery builds tension, creates release, signals importance, or invites rest. Leadership communication isn't just about words on a slide or lines in a script. It's about designing an experience. You're not just transferring knowledge, you're curating a moment. And that moment can fall flat, or it can carry weight. Think of music. The best pieces aren't built only on notes. They're built on restraint, on timing, on the contrast between movement and stillness. In music, the space between notes matters just as much as the notes themselves. The rests shape the song. They keep it from collapsing under its own weight. Pace too fast, and the music loses shape. Linger too long, and it loses pulse. But find the right tempo, the right tension, and something else happens. People begin to lean in. The message stops being just information and starts becoming an experience. It registers not just in their minds, but in their bodies. And that kind of communication, felt, not just heard, is what stays with the people long after the words are gone. Architecture isn't just about structure. It's about experience. A building can overwhelm or welcome. It can speak with light or shadow, with scale or intimacy. It can impose or it can invite. Think about the way space is used in a cathedral. The height of the ceiling, the delay of the echo, the slow reveal as you move deeper in. These choices weren't aesthetic flourishes. They were made to orient you, your body, and your soul towards awe. Even the pauses in the hallway, the rhythm of the doorways, or the quiet before a stained glass window, all of it was meant to take you on a journey. And it's not just in cathedrals. The best architecture, ancient or modern, tells a story. It guides your attention. It shapes your emotion. Zaha Hadid, one of the most visionary architects of our times, pushed this idea even further. She believed architecture should reflect the movement and fluidity of life itself. Her buildings refused to stand still. They bent, they flowed, they curved. They weren't just spaces to occupy, they were stories to inhabit. She spoke of architecture as narrative and space as emotional. Her use of light, line, and structure created a kind of choreography, each moment designed to provoke feeling, suggest momentum, and shift how people experience the world around them. She didn't just design buildings, she designed movement. Leadership communication can and should do the same. It can flatten a room or animate it. It can box people in or open them up. The way we use pacing, silence, and emphasis is architectural. We're shaping how the message is received, not just whether it's heard, but how it lives inside the listener's body. Flat delivery is like a room with fluorescent lighting and no windows. Everything is visible, nothing is memorable. We've all sat through it. A presentation that never changes pitch, never shifts pace, never pauses long enough to breathe. It's not just boring, it's disorienting. You don't know what matters because nothing is framed. No phrase is given space to land. The message just becomes a blur. Some leaders fall into this pattern because they think modulation is a gimmick. They worry that too much variation will feel manipulative or worse, performative. But monotone isn't neutral, it's a tone. And it communicates something whether you mean it or not. Let's be clear. You don't have to become a stage performer to speak well. But what you do need to understand is that communication isn't just verbal. It's spatial. It's rhythmic. It's felt. Pitch, pace, and pause aren't tricks. They are tools. Used well, they bring attention to what matters. They slow the listener down when the content is heavy. They speed things up when momentum is needed. They let an idea land, not just intellectually, but emotionally. It's why we remember music. It's why some buildings take our breath away. It's not just what is built, it's how the space is shaped. Listen to this. There are 360 degrees, so why stick to one? Zaha Hadid asked this not just as a rhetorical flourish, but as a challenge to architects and to anyone shaping how people move through space. It's just as relevant to communication. Why confine your message to a single tone, speed, or posture when it could twist, arc, slow down, or surprise like a hallway that opens unexpectedly into light? Movement isn't a gimmick, it's the language of change. If leadership communication is going to mean anything in the long term, it has to carry people, not corner them. You're not delivering a verdict. You're guiding people into an unfolding story. And that story needs rhythm, space, change, humanity. If you want your message to stick, don't just work on what to say. Work on how it moves. Ask yourself, where does this message need to land? What deserves silence after it is said? Where should I rise in tone or fall in tone? Not just for effect, but to reflect meaning. A leader's job isn't just to inform, it's to invite, to offer a new frame, to signal care, to design the experience around the message so that the message doesn't just land, it lingers. If you're working on a presentation, a speech, or a message that matters, Fathom It can help shape more than just the words. We help leaders design the full experience, from rhythm to resonance, so that your message doesn't just get delivered, it gets remembered.